Hi from ESA Winter, I'm Charisse, and you're about to watch a run of Dark Souls 1 by Noobest. I hope you enjoy.
Hey guys!
Hey guys, it's Speed Souls here.
Oh, look at my shirt. No, but hi.
I'm pretty cut out.
Unfortunate.
Firepower's too much of a unit for the camera.
yeah.
Can't really get them all in there.
So this is gonna be Dark Souls 1 any percent. I guess we can just go.
Here
we go.
Can't wait. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. You got this. You got this, Noobest. You got this, buddy. You're welcome,
Oh,
man.
I missed the key. Oh no.
Oh well, that is, you need that. You need that.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry. My bad. I forgot to read the first line of the notes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the 5th line.
What is in the first 4 lines? Skip the cutscene.
Yeah.
Well, just like create your character.
Correct your character. Yeah.
Pick your class and starting gift.
Yeah.
Anyway, stamina management is a kind of important thing in this run since that's all you do really. Gonna take off these clothes, I don't need them. Gonna keep this sword hilt on though because you can cancel some animations a little bit faster with it. But I'm gonna take it off now because it's not really worth that much. It's like 3 frames every time you do it, so I can do it later with another weapon. This Silent Demon, I'm just gonna dump some bombs at him.
He also made sure to drop the hilt because inventory management is just as important as stamina management here. Because there'll be a trick coming up.
Hardest game ever made, by the way.
Yeah,
First boss dead.
just launch some firebombs at all the bosses. Should make that a category, you know. Black firebombs only.
How do you kill Quelaag?
I don't know, just figure it out, dude. You're the runner.
But you're a runner too of this game.
Ah, barely.
That's,
I'm just here to see your face. That's all I'm here
this
for.
is basically the tutorial. I'm just not picking up the shield because I'll get a new one later that's better.
Yeah, so there'll be a strap coming up later on where he needs to have certain weapons in a very specific direction or place in the inventory. So he's gonna like anything that he doesn't need, he's just gonna drop.
There, I quit out next to the wall and it blows up for some reason when you load back in.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why. I have no idea.
Can't handle the load screen.
And now since I killed Asylum Demon, I was just like, oh hey, I actually have the key to the Asylum, so I don't actually have to go
Not sure I got
upstairs
this.
at
I
all.
usually don't have this, but here you go. Just
Yeah.
teleport it into my inventory.
Happens. So normally you would quit out like at every door like this one because it's faster in game time and you use that for timing runs. But for our marathon run, that doesn't really make any sense, really.
Unless you want to like flex your in-game time, but who really cares? You know, it's about you know entertainment, showcasing.
I need to meet my estimate. I can't waste any RTA.
Yeah, 45 minutes is pretty tough.
Yikes.
Pretty sure in that practice run that I watched you do, where you died to literally every single boss, I'm pretty sure it was still sub-estimate. So
I mean,
just
at least in game time.
yeah.
So the reason. Oh, nice
Good start.
jump attack. Ooh, spicy.
Hardest area in the game right here. These guys are just dreadful.
Everything wants to jump attack you, and they're really fast at doing it sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
And sometimes they can lock on like homing missiles.
See how many jump attacks we get. Okay. This guy can also jump attack you, even though
You'll say that now and then not get a single one.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
There's a drake. Oh, actually, hey, we need some applause. This is actually now made it further deathless than the 2014 run.
Woo! Good job, Noobest. You're getting there, buddy.
Easy.
Baby steps.
Easy. Easy every time.
Yeah.
So I'll buy the rapier, that will come into play later, so will the bow, and so will the shield, and so will the arrows. We'll talk about those at some point, but I just bought some stuff I'll need. Oh, hello, guy.
Yeah, just a bit of window shopping.
And hopefully I manage to kick this guy out of the way. You need to kind of... Oh, that's not good. Oh, let's kick him again. For good measure.
Good measure. Just give him the boot of justice.
So master key is actually used for this door and another door later on, but that's about it. You start a thief because so then you can get 2, what do you call them, starting gifts.
Starting gifts, yeah, because the thief has the master key, like no matter what, you don't have to select it. So then you can select the black firebombs instead. So then you have that and the master key. Whereas if you selected like warrior or knight, for example, if you wanted to pick the master key, you couldn't get anything else.
Taurus is actually the hardest boss in the run, so I'm gonna heal him.
Yep.
Yeah, so coming out next is the Taurus Demon, and he tries to actually animation cancel He's pan resin now.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind.
Big
There you
shots,
go.
big shots.
Animation cancel. Save half a second.
Yeah.
So
the
big,
pound
big
back.
quiet time here.
Yeah,
Same
that's
with
a
mine.
really annoying attack. Because it hits you no matter what, really. Oh no! Oh
Ooh.
no!
Ooh.
Oh no! I
Goodness
missed like
me.
3 attacks there.
So yeah, I mean, expected to die to the hardest boss in the run.
It's
Yeah.
a very short knife.
Yeah.
Don't just spam R1, guys.
Don't pull a force in. R1, 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 R1. You see, I was ready to clap my butt off, dude. But guess we'll save that for the next attempt. Next attempt.
Oh.
So while he's running back, a couple other things to mention is that usually in this game, when you two-hand weapons, you do, is it 1.5 times the amount of damage that you usually do?
It has some multiplier.
Yeah,
but
some
it-
multiplier. You essentially you do extra damage if you two-hand, but obviously the kind of drawback is that you can't like use a shield or something, for example. But with the bandit's knife, it isn't really worth it. You can attack much faster with one-handing, and you do pretty much like the same damage. It's quite
yeah,
like, a
most
rare
of your
instance.
damage comes from the pine resin.
Yeah.
This is a shortcut you can do now that I don't need the pine resin since, yeah, well, you saw what happened.
Also, another thing that can happen is sometimes the archers are getting lazy and don't hit you at all, and sometimes they're just the pro Call of Duty snipers and just
Yeah,
hit
they can
you
hit you from the other side of the map.
hit
Yeah.
you, yeah,
Quick
just
curfew from
hit
downtown.
you, and you cannot do nothing against it.
Yeah.
Let's redo the 2014 run. Well, gonna have to add a lot of bosses to the run. Oh, let's
That's a
just
double hit. Yeah.
not take that.
Yeah. That's like half your health right there if you get hit by that. So it's not really worth the extra half a second you save. All right, Noobest, you got this, man.
This is a
Round
good
2.
attack.
This is the
Ow. The steppy stumps are like the dangerous part. Okay, he's dead now, actually.
One of you is gonna die.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. Good job.
Whoa. Hardest boss in the game, yeah. Gonna do some inventory management, yeah. Need the bow for Drake here.
Yeah.
Also, stamina management is a little bit important here. If you don't do this properly, you'll get hit by the fire.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, look
You-
good there.
Even with like optimal stamina management, you just about avoid it, maybe like half a second or so.
So I'll take out my bow, wait for this guy to shoot his arrow, shoot at the Drake, change back, put resin on, wait for the Drake to attack, and then hit his tail.
That gives you the Drake sword.
Green blood is faster. It's a scientific fact.
Yeah. It's a sign of good luck, good omen.
Oh no, I didn't want to put that on.
You didn't get the green blood before the Taurus fight, that's why you
Yeah,
died.
That's true.
That's unfortunate.
Scuffed inventory management.
Yeah. So as you can see, he's like changing the order of the weapons, which you wouldn't think you would usually matter. But for a trick called move swapping later on, you need to have, as I mentioned before, your weapons in a very specific order, so you can swap to them quickly.
Just gonna run through Parish here. These guys can hit you kinda if you screw up a little bit, but
This is where you would usually go and kill the Gargoyles, but Noobest is going to do a thing called Sen's Gate Skip. Essentially what he's going to do is get a thing called Death Cam, which is like, if you say fall to your death in the game, the camera will like point down, like directly downwards in like a bird's eye view. But you can do kind of certain tricks. There's loads of different ways to do them in the game. You'll see one of them here. And he's going to trigger a Death Cam, but not actually die. But because you're in a Death Cam kind of like zone, I guess, like this, the game unloads a lot of the...
oh, it just doesn't load anything new.
Yeah, it doesn't load anything new. So you can just run kind of in this weird-ass camera.
Tank controls.
Yeah, tank controls. He's also using the keyboard for this because it's a lot easier than using like an analog stick. And he's just going to run straight to Sen's Fortress.
Oh, I got this bonfire first.
Yeah, grab the bonfire.
And since there's a specific order that the game is deloading, and the first thing that is deloaded are doors and gates, for instance. So
Yeah.
Noobest can actually run into Sen's Fortress without having to ring the bells,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the gate is deloaded.
You can see the textures are kind of not
Yeah.
here. So the gate is also not here. And just walk through it and just
And
quit
then
out.
once you quit out and back in, yeah.
And we're going to be in Sen's Fortress now.
You would think that this like skips Gargoyles and Quelaag entirely because you like never technically have to ring the bells in the game. But if you don't do that, then Framped will never appear. So you do need, well, you don't need Framped, but it's a lot faster to just kill Gargoyles and Quelaag and then ring the bells, but just do it later on once you're basically more overpowered.
Yeah, the other way you could do is go kill Sif and 4 Kings to get to Koth, but I mean
that's way slower, way slower.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't entirely skip those 2 bosses, which would be really good. But if you were to do that, you would have to go and do 2 other bosses, which is much slower. So instead, you just skip to Sen's Fortress, kill Iron Golem, go and do ONS, and then you go back and basically clean up what you missed.
In general, the glitch itself was known already a long time, but after some testing, Captain actually found the way to go in DS1 then back then. How to do it and where to use it.
So quit out there because there's a boulder here that will crush you if you don't do that, and I don't want to be crushed.
Yeah, in some routes you can just like backstep through it, but you still take the damage even though you don't get like knocked back or anything. But I'm pretty sure on this health it would probably kill you, right?
Yeah,
like it does an awful lot of damage. Yeah. So yeah, you need to quit out instead of this route.
I think no routes even take the damage anymore.
Yeah.
It was used to be the old strat of getting RTSR set up, which is a ring that gives you a ton of damage.
Yeah.
But you have to be on low health.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mainly did the backstep setup with the FAP ring.
Yeah.
You don't get it early on anymore.
So move up's coming up. I have my bow in my left hand, my rapier in my right hand. I'm gonna jump, queue up the animation for putting the bow in both two-handed, and then switch my weapon from the bow to the Drake sword in the inventory. And now my left-handed Drake sword is two-handed. Game is like, okay, well, your bow doesn't have a running attack or a rolling attack, so I'll give you the rapier once for your Drake sword instead, because really doesn't know what the else to do. Yeah. Iron Golem is actually the hardest boss in the game. I lied when I said it was Taurus.
A lot of hardest bosses in this game.
Well, I mean, it's the hardest game of all
Yeah.
time, before Dark Souls 2.
Yeah. So the problem with Iron Golem is even if you kind of like do everything in your power to hit his legs, which you need to stagger him, you need to do 400 damage on either leg. Even if you think you hit it perfectly, sometimes you can like hit him just above the knee and it won't count.
Ah, that's fun actually.
Sometimes he can.
Oh, it's not fun.
Yeah. Sometimes he can grab you like that as well. Yeah. So a lot of really annoying bosses.
Even
so
though
good.
he's such a big guy, he can actually 180 spin in light speed.
Yeah, the light Iron Golem hitboxes are some good
They are
stuff.
fantastic. Yeah.
Well programmed.
So yeah, a lot of the move swapping glitches that you're going to be seeing in any percent are specifically used to have a really heavy weapon that you can usually do very slow attacks with, but do massive damage. And then you would have it so it would have the moveset of the rapier, which has a double hitting, really fast running attack. So you can use like the Drake sword, for example, and then do the rapier's running attack, which does like an insane amount of damage.
Looks good.
I think it's good.
Yeah, one more hit and he
We're
should fall.
fine.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
fine.
it's good.
Barely
Easy,
got it.
easy boss.
Easy every
First
time.
try. First try.
Nice.
Oh.
Easy cap.
So you'll see once he gets into Anor Londo, he's essentially going to upgrade his weapon to a Dragon Tooth. The Dragon Tooth, as I mentioned before, is like a big weapon that does an awful lot of damage, but you can usually attack only really slow swings with it. But he's going to move swap with that, and then he'll be able to do really fast rapier attacks with it, like he did with the Drake sword just then.
And since the Dragon Tooth is dishing out so much poise damage, you can stagger certain bosses, enemies
Yeah.
in a row. You can actually stun lock them.
Yeah. Like Smough, for example, in the ONS fight, you can just completely stun lock if you do it right, so he never even gets an attack in.
Oh. Well.
In a utopian universe,
utopian
you can stun lock him. Yeah. Sometimes, of course, he can jump around and be a bit of an ass, but
Yeah, he likes to jump quite a bit.
yeah.
Well, Ornstein's the dancing
true.
queen.
Yeah. Young and sweet, only 17.
Oh, gonna pop this cell. I have nothing else to do while waiting for this lift to go down. Jump off. It's faster. You cancel the fall stagger animation by rolling right after. That jump is easier than it looks. This jump is harder than it looks.
Yeah, the first jump looks really risky, but all you have to do is like basically fully commit to it. Just hold like all the way towards the pillar.
Are these
And if you do that, then you'll never fall.
Yeah, that's why I healed. Throwing knives are nice
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Classic,
call.
classic rafters.
Actually gonna heal again because hello.
Oh. That's what they call Ultra Instinct.
No triple knife at least.
Gonna go for this little skip here. Easy every time.
Ooh, the
Easy.
Namu
That's
Raptors.
That
Easy
is
clap.
pure
Yeah.
flex right there.
That saved like a second or so.
Yeah.
Really worth it.
Needs to make up all that time for this really tight estimate. Needs to go for all the risky shots.
Let's see what these Painting Guardians do. Oh, one of them fell off. The other one's coming. Oh, he's gonna fall off too. Unfortunate. Like, look at him go.
Silly AI.
See ya.
It was a good Guardian, sadly.
He'll be
Yeah.
dearly missed.
Hey, press F to pay respect.
Pepe hands.
Ben, your favorite part's coming up. What do you think about this?
The
Yeah.
Batwing demons or the
Yeah.
guy on the corner.
Oh, both of them.
They're both my favorites, yeah. So, once he kind of goes around this corner, he'll be met with the Batwing demons. And these guys can, in theory, once you run past them, you're supposed to, like, once you get a certain distance away, they will make, like, a sound cue, which will imply that they're throwing lightning at you, which will mean that you can dodge them, like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes, they just don't make the noise, and will just beam lightning at you anyway.
Or stab you
so-
from behind suddenly.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so,
Like
so
this.
it's pretty difficult to navigate this
Let me
area,
just jump
especially yeah when Noobest just decides
That
to
was
take all
that
the
was
trip.
actually intended so you can
Yep.
reset the location of the
Yeah.
enemies.
He's just doing a painted
Yeah.
guardian cosplay. That's what he's doing.
He
So,
paid respect to the Painting Guardian.
yeah, and then just after you get
Can I
done
have
with the
a
Batwing demon trolling,
Stupid.
go on.
I needed to hear if he's gonna shoot an arrow in my back or not. Because I don't actually have the health to take it.
That was smooth.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
There's this guy right at the top, and he can be a real troll sometimes. Like sometimes you can bait him off like that, or sometimes the Drake Sword is actually really useful for that because you can do a two-handed R2, which like blasts wind, and you can knock him off. But yeah, sometimes he can troll you a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna take this bonfire because the next boss is actually the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah, we lied. Debated.
Gonna level up some endurance while I'm here, because why not? And I'm gonna get the dragon tooth from the basement.
It's in like a hidden area just through the fireplace here. There's like a load of loot, Havel's armor, and a couple of other things, but we just need the dragon tooth.
Basically Havel's secret basement here.
Yeah.
With 2 mimics.
Now there's only one mimic.
Oh
That
yeah,
one
there's
right
one,
there.
yeah, that one is a mimic.
Oh, I should have equipped the bow when I forget, but I forgot.
You silly sausage.
It's okay, I'll do it
Guess-
later.
We'll get him next time.
Guess Havel did had some security
Oh.
measurement.
Hello,
Oh,
sir.
Hello.
It's okay.
Flipping it, mate.
It's okay.
That's actually the Artorias setup.
Yeah.
Little skip here, you can jump over the railing, look around, like knows this, I think.
Yeah, I think that's one of like the probably most well-known easy
Oh,
skips in
dragon tooth.
the game.
Let's heal.
Then he's going to set up another move swap just before ONS to set up the Dragon Tooth. And you'll see, even with like barely any stat increases and +0 Dragon Tooth, which means like it's not upgraded, he's still going to do an insane amount of damage to these guys.
I wish I had RTSR.
There you go. Nice easy move swap. Well,
So now we need some.
less RNGs.
Ooh,
Oh, he
Spicy.
takes it
Not a good
chili.
start.
Bad opener.
Yeah.
that's okay.
We're fine.
Could have
Oh.
been worse.
Oh, this is this is a
Well,
classic marathon opening.
oh, trading hits.
Trading hits, yeah.
Let's see what we do here. Oh, not that. Smough, what are you doing? It's like so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, there he goes, committing to something.
Yeah.
One more hit on Ornstein.
Looks good. Oh,
Oh,
and the jump.
dearie me.
What is Smough doing?
I don't know.
He's just chilling in the
spectating.
back.
Yeah, he's just
he's
spectating.
respecting your authority.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for the shovel. Oh, he backsteps so he didn't get staggered, and then he shovels again. What a
god.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about. If you actually time it correctly, you
Yeah.
can stun lock him.
Stun
in a-
lock him like this, yeah.
If he
Unless he
doesn't
jumps.
do
Doesn't-
that.
if he doesn't backstep, which he did twice, yeah. It's classic Sod's Law. You go like, you know, if he doesn't do this, then we're fine. But
There
of
we
course,
go.
3 back steps. That's
good
like,
fight.
yeah, classic. Good fight.
Amazing.
He did really well considering that. The bosses really didn't want him to do very well there.
So the left elevator is actually a little bit faster, but I was not gonna make it there, so
Yeah.
had to go for the right one.
Just ahead.
Oh, this is a dupe glitch right here. I just used
Quote
a homeward.
unquote dupe.
Well, I just used the homeward bone, but I don't actually use it basically.
Yeah, so it's not actually duping, but at the time there was no duping in Dark Souls. But now duping has actually been found. This description is all the more silly.
I forgot to drop stuff on the lift actually.
You with the item swap, what you're doing is you queue up the action of the item that you're using while you're doing a roll. So and when you go into the inventory and use, for instance, the Estus flask, you instead of using the item that you used during the roll, you actually use the item, for instance, the Estus flask. So you actually decrease by 1 instead of using the homeward bone.
But obviously,
Hello?
like, Estus is just something that you can recharge, so it's not really a problem using them. Yeah, queuing animations is like kind of open the door to a lot of different tricks in the game. Like move swapping also requires that.
Yeah, the animation queue is a big part of like almost every trick.
Yeah, and like we kind of haven't given Noobest enough credit here, but kind of going a bit more into move swapping, it's way harder than it looks. Like he's making it look very easy right now. Monka S room right here.
Oh, come on.
That was decent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also about move. Yeah, you can
What?
also.
Ooh.
Are you serious?
Wow. Okay. Well, that was good until then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like never happens.
Yeah. So with move swapping, you can do it in loads of different places, but you can do it up ladders, for example, which I'm pretty sure he's going to do here, if all goes well. Yeah.
All goes well.
But it is a very precise trick.
It's
There you
even
go.
harder
Good
on
job.
ladders
Yeah.
than normally.
Yeah, so you can do it really consistently with like heavy armor, for example. But the way you do it in like any percent speedruns is a lot more difficult. The timing window is a lot smaller. And not only that, but it's not like a precise trick that you can mash, because the menu has 6 frames of delay.
Hello, I'm a gargoyle and I fly up.
Classic jump, yeah. But you can see now, like with Moosewat Dragon Suits, like Gargoyles just get absolutely obliterated.
But then also the thing about the move swap is that you actually, if you do it and you fail it, you actually know. The animations actually tell you what you did wrong.
Yeah.
For instance, if you still have the bow after you move swapped, you were too late. If you have the Dragon Tooth on, for instance, and you have it in the left hand, you were too fast.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
so
you can actually
it's actually possible to be too fast, which is pretty impressive if you do that a lot. Yeah. So the 6 frame menu delay makes it very difficult, because you essentially have to do a quick set of inputs and then wait for 6 frames or more, and then finish the fast set of inputs without, you know, being too slow.
You can do the dupe of lever animation too.
Yeah.
Put it there.
So we've got to give Noobest credit. He is doing his move swaps are on point right now.
Yeah. Even though we need to point out that actually when you start move swapping, you also need to take into account the lag between opening the menu too. So you have a certain window where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
ben-
actually
Yeah, I did
mention
mention that. Yeah,
Oh,
six frames of delay
Yeah,
when you open the
6
menu.
frames.
I just kicked that guy down because he has a nice ring and I kind of want it, so.
Yeah, he's also not a very nice guy.
That's
so,
true.
yeah.
keep it gone. Aliens.
Gonna do some one dupe here, going down the lift, and then use the Smough soul normally to get some extra souls, and then equip the ring that I just got.
Yeah, that ring that you just got, it's like really easy to get. You just kick Lotrek off, and it's really good. It gives you, like, it's equip load, health, stamina, and is that all? Is that 3? The 3 boosts
yeah,
it
that
gives you?
thing's-
Yeah, so it's like three really important stats, and it boosts all of them.
Oh, here's another trick coming up. It's called the plunge.
This is impossible trick.
Oh, yeah.
Actually impossible.
That's if you watch the tutorial that doesn't tell you what you actually need to do.
Yeah.
But what you do is you jump off specific spot, plunge the ramp, and then roll. And you take no fall damage because roll has iframes. And then you do it again. That's not gonna work. That's not.
Yeah. The second one, I don't actually do this plunge, but from what I've seen from Noobest doing it, the second one does seem a lot harder.
Yeah, it's a bit tighter on the where to actually aim.
It's a bit precise.
This might not work, but we'll see. Oh, that's fine.
There you go. Good job.
There we go.
That's way harder than it looks.
Yeah. The thing about the second plunge is that you actually need to wait way longer than usual to do the mid roll, the roll. The thing about the plunge is that you have to do, when you're jumping like Noobest did, you need to do the plunge attack midway, because you cannot do it from any height, because if it's too high, the animation is actually done before you.
The animation only starts when you hit the actual slope, so it doesn't matter where you actually do start the plunging, as long as you don't hit the ramp before when you want to.
And since the animation is done after he plunged from, you can't actually roll out of it.
Yeah, good opening. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm stuck.
I think this is the only good opening you've had so far, I think.
Probably. Hitting Quelaag in the butt makes her always do this one attack, which is nice because it makes the fight very much consistent if you get the good opening.
Yeah, it's a classic boss fight where if you get lucky, you can then make it consistent, but there's no way to make it consistent otherwise.
Let's drop that.
Yeah, like if she jumps at you at the start, it's just big monk ass.
I just dropped the Drake's sword because I don't want to deal with that. I forgot to do some stuff earlier, so just get rid of it. Oh, that dropping the Drake's sword puts
it on no. Yeah.
Usually it's on yes there.
Classic.
And right now I'm just gonna go to say hi to Framp. Well, actually I'll just not say hi to Framp, but go rest at the Lord Vessel.
Yep.
Or put it down.
The next couple of things, if you haven't seen an 80% run in a while, might not make a whole lot of sense, because in before like the wrong warp was found, which you'll see later, you would go and kill all the other bosses like Nito, Falking, Sif, and whoever else you need to kill. But essentially, Noobest is going to be doing the complete opposite. He's going to go and kill a lot of optional bosses, and the DLC specifically. But the reason for that is because he needs a very specific item from the DLC, which is just after Artorias, called the Purple Coward's Crystal, which he needs to do a wrong warp. But we'll get more into that later on. So just know, if you're thinking, Noobest, where are you going? The other bosses that you need to kill the other way, just know he knows what he's doing. He's a good gamer.
Maybe. We'll
Maybe,
see about
yeah.
that.
So this section is just unlocking the DLC. So you need to kill the Hydra in the basin.
Yeah, the great sequence of going to kill an optional enemy, so another optional enemy spawns, so that a third optional enemy starts dropping an item that you need to go to the spot where you killed the second optional enemy to
enter an optional area and kill a bunch of optional bosses.
Yeah. To get, to get an optional item.
Yeah. And then go to another optional area, use the optional item, and teleport to a non-optional place.
I'm gonna quit out here because there's those guys are chasing me and I can't rest at the bonfire if they're there. Not doing it because of the door, but because it's actually faster RTA-wise as well. I'm gonna level up some endurance here so I can actually fast roll with the Dragon Suit and the Rapier equipped.
Yeah, the difference between like fast rolling and mid-rolling, which you saw during the ONS fight, can be like the difference between life or death in some of the fights.
Yeah, mid-roll is so much slower, and it has, I don't know if it has less 5 frames, but it just takes like twice the amount, twice the time of a mid-roll, fast roll. There's gonna be another bunch coming up. This one is a bit sketchier than the other one, so we'll see. You have to do this one twice too.
I believe in you, Noobest. You got this, buddy.
Thanks.
That's all you need. It's just my encouragement. Well, I guess I should have kept my mouth shut, right?
That bridge drop is pretty precise, actually.
Yeah. It's we've been saying this a lot, but it is way harder than it looks.
It's
this is a very difficult game. Noobest has done a great job of dying to the environment a lot.
I died to Taurus, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
the hardest boss in the game.
Hardest boss in the game. Yeah, we're not going to count that.
Was just warming up.
Yeah. Practice run before the real thing, right?
Oh, we're doing another one? Okay. kind of want to run close to these guys, otherwise they have a possibility of hitting you. Since
Yeah, their like vine attacks can extend way further than you would ever think they would.
and they spin around more than you think. Hey.
That's
There you go.
easy.
Another plunge now.
So, yeah, this is the actual the actual difficult part.
Yeah, this plunge is kind of scary.
That was very sketchy from the start. I tried to quit out, but I pressed left too early. So the menu delay.
Yeah, the 6-frame menu delay there. Guess the best of us.
Oof.
Big oof.
Well, fellas, donations have piled up, so if I have a minute, please do
Yeah,
let me
sure.
know.
I'm gonna run back there.
All right. Well, first of all, we have a donation from Jupe, who donated $5, saying, "What's good, Noobest? It's your boy from East West. Please put this donation towards anything Noobest does not agree on. Good luck and have fun."
I'll think about that, I guess.
Yeah, get back to you on that one. He's busy gaming right now.
All right. We also have one from Tip2, $15 donated, just to say hi, Noobest.
Hi. Let's see if I can make this. Okay, let's see if I can make this. Oh, that's not gonna work actually. What? How did I get it to cancel again? Oh.
All right, Mark, you know what to do, buddy. Keep going.
All right.
You got this.
Actually, Anuvin has donated $20 twice.
Oh.
One of them with a comment saying, "Go, Noobest. Good job. Good job on all your hard work for speedruns. Lots of us appreciate your efforts in this event."
Thanks. Just keep going if there's more.
Yep.
All
We're
right.
gonna be here a while.
Well, we actually had a $100 donation from Sedex with no comment. Thank you very much, Sedex. And Anonymous donated $42 just to say good luck, Noobest, with a little smiley face.
Smiley face.
Smiley face.
No space.
And finally, we have $5 from Torella with the comment, Tavatan.
Good try. What is going on with this? That would have actually probably worked.
Lewis, have you considered just taking the ladder at this point?
No. One more try.
He's just doing this out of spite now.
I.
He won't let the trick beat him.
Oh, that's definitely not working. Okay, I'll take the ladder. I'll
He'll just take the ladder. He'll just take the ladder. Yep.
I'll try again when I go to Guardian.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This was the scariest part of the run for me when I ran any percent.
Yeah, honestly, it's it is very tricky.
It is very, very tricky.
Well, at least.
I honestly thought that you would nail this one after the Blighttown one. I feel like
The
you
Blighttown was so much easier.
think so? Big if true.
All right. Well, those were all the donations that were queued up, but I can remind everyone about the donation incentive that Noobest has up for Dark Souls 2, which is tomorrow,
Yep.
right?
That is correct.
All right. It's still moving. We are currently at $283 out of 1,000, so you've got lots of time. But yeah, that donation incentive is there for all of you.
Yeah, that's for
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's for Noobest and I to raise Dark Souls to any percent old patch.
Good job, Noobest. Good job. You got to hand it to him, the dedication, just to not let the strat beat him. But unfortunately, sometimes the game's got to win.
Oh, come on. So, well, that's fine. You can do one R2. Want to do jumping attacks, but
Yeah.
one
Ideally, yeah, he wants to kill the Hydra as quickly as possible.
I can't see
and
anything.
he's
This
the-
camera is.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
He almost pushed me off there.
So what you ideally want to do is throw a firebomb in between each attack, and then when the head comes down, because you're like stood quite close, they'll go for the lunging attack towards you. You just equip the shield, block it, and then two-hand jumping R2. And if all goes well, you kill him in 4 swings, I think. Takes me about 10, so.
Jumping attacks are hard.
Speaking of 10, it's going to be a good 10 hit right here.
There we go.
Should be dead now.
No, I need to try the firebomb here because I didn't get one of them in. Hydra is actually the hardest boss in the game.
Debate it again. So yeah, killing the Hydra in the basin actually spawns is it Crystal Golem?
Yeah.
Some kind of golem, yeah, Crystal Golem.
Golden Crystal Golem.
Yeah, where Dusk is trapped inside. So then once he quits out and quits back in again, it'll like reload the area. The Crystal Golem will be there, and then you need to free Dusk, who's trapped inside. And then once you do that, you need to go to the Duke's Archives, and there another Crystal Golem will drop a broken pendant, which you then need to bring back, and then you can access the DLC. So there you go, Dusk. You're saved,
Dusk.
and goodbye, Dusk.
It's faster to kill him.
Yeah.
We need to save time.
Yeah,
Frames.
definitely at this point. Ben, what is wrong with your controller? I swear I did not press right there.
No, you see,
I mean, it's better than my controller.
I was giving you so much encouragement, and then you start throwing shade at the controller.
It's better than my controller that doesn't let me run anymore.
My controller has never let me down, so
maybe it's jealous now that you blame.
maybe, yeah, maybe it's like the wands in Harry Potter, where if someone else uses them, they just like refuse to adapt. Who knows? Or maybe you just pressed, you know.
I did not.
You pressed the extra input.
There
and
is
you're
no proof.
too afraid to admit it.
They happened twice, so it's
Yeah.
not possible.
We need to start doing ESA with input viewers, so we can just whenever Noobest runs, we can see if he's lying or not.
I would never.
Yeah. So this is where you would usually go to kill Seath, but we're gonna skip all of that as we mentioned before, as you don't need to get any of the Ward Souls in order to access the kiln.
This guy has no collision while he's charging.
So
I
you
don't know
just roll
why.
right through him.
That was something I was gonna say, but I forgot.
Probably this controller sucks.
No, this control is better than
I didn't
mine.
press that button.
You pressed it, I saw you.
I just started as you were looking. I was. So now he's just gonna go and get the Crystal Golem, and then just Dark Sign out. Sometimes you can get kind of screwed here, and you'll be forced to Death Warp out. Yep, as I mentioned, these guys
No,
control you.
Good
and-
Death
yeah.
Warp. Usually you can kill the guy closest to the golem as well, but sometimes he just runs at you, and then you can't kill him, and then he can do this.
Yeah. So this death is like the least bad death in the whole run. Only wastes like 10 seconds maybe. It's more of just like, you know, a death warp of shame, but it's not nearly as bad as dying to like a boss, for example. As long as you get the pendant, then it's fine.
I think we should go for the plunge.
You got it this time.
You got it this time. This is the one. Yeah, this is the one. I've never seen you fail this plunge ever. Never.
Me neither.
Yeah. Still got 8 minutes for the estimate, so easy. 8 minutes of plunge attempts.
Let's go.
It only did it just to warm up the audience a little bit.
Yeah,
when
and
he-
just so you could get the donations read as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe this is a really good guy.
This is not working. But it does a double input! It does a double input!
Need that input viewer.
Yeah. Now is the time to say that actually I modified my controller before we came, so Noobest would die here, and my plan has worked perfectly. Just take the ladder, Noobest.
I can't not take the ladder because of this double input.
It's gonna double A input and like hop you off as well.
Yeah, but you can't hop off ladders in this game. You have to do like the...
With a modded controller, you can mod the game as well.
Well, you have to do like the...
I've modded everything. Modded this whole setup.
You have to do the 30 time kick off ladder input, and then you fall off because you run out of stamina. Okay.
And anyway, you can't blame the controller because if you did the plunge, you wouldn't need to quit out.
Oh, that's true.
So.
Definitely worse punch, by the way.
Yeah. There we go. Safe and sound on the ground. So is there anything you need to set up for the Gwyn fight, like before Gwyn, or is it all just prep? Or are you just gonna like load a save?
Well, I'm gonna use this weapon, which does less damage than the ESA 2014 weapon, and use these stats, which are worse than the stats at ESA 2014.
So hard mode, basically.
Yeah.
There are going to be 2 more optional bosses before that. The first one is the Sanctuary
Well, I
Brulian.
mean, they're not optional because you have to kill them to get to
Yeah.
Gwyn.
Yeah. They're usually optional in the game, but they're not optional in this route.
Yeah. Not in this route.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this bonfire because the ladder's really scary.
Because Guardian is actually the hardest boss in the game.
Oh yeah,
Debated again.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot Guardian was the game because he's in the DLC, so
Yeah.
didn't think of him before.
Yeah. Sanctuary Guardian is another.
It's not Sanctuary Guardian, it's Sanctuary Brulian.
Sanctuary Broodian, yeah. If you get unlucky enough, you can get what happens to Mr. Brood, where this guy will just fly around constantly and you can just never hit him.
Oh, that's not
He just goes pure
necessarily true,
defense.
but okay, that's a quad combo. Can get double hit on it. Then this is how you hit him with people eyes. Pay attention, Brood.
Good fight. Good fight. Decent.
That's good.
And then just before Artorias, usually you would have to navigate the whole Royal Wood. But thanks to a thing called Royal Wood Skip, you can use another plunge, which is thankfully a lot easier than the ones that Noobest has been doing recently.
What? I didn't fail the other.
You did fail the other ones.
Not the Blighttown one.
Let's not kid ourselves. The Blighttown one was good, yeah. But this one is like the easiest one, and it also saves the most time. Because it allows you to hop all the way down the elevator without dying, which is like just before Artorias. So you basically skipped going all the way through the Royal Wood.
Yeah, there used to be a very tricky setup for this, where you'd bait an enemy into the elevator shaft and fall on his head, but
Yeah.
luckily you don't have to do that anymore.
So yeah, usually runners would quit out here, but during practice, Noobest just started not doing it, and then he was like, "Wait, I barely ever die here, so I'll just stop quitting out." So revolutionizing any percent while he's practicing this game. Stop quitting out.
Yeah, just getting rid of all the quit outs.
Yeah.
Possible.
So yeah, all he needs to do is set up in a specific way here. You can use like the keyboard, which makes it easier. What he's gonna do, and he's just gonna back off the ledge and then plunge, and then once again just roll once he gets to the bottom, and then there you go.
You have to use Dragon Tooth for the plunges that are like specific weapon. They have different plunging attacks.
Yeah. Then one more move swap. Again, really well done. And then onto Artorias, which is definitely, in a casual perspective, a very difficult boss.
Actually, the hardest boss in the game.
Actually the hardest boss in the game. All jokes aside. A lot of people would probably agree with that. But there is a way that you can predict a lot of his movements.
Cool.
Not that one though. That was
Unlucky
interesting.
opener.
Yeah.
I'll do something. Oh, okay. No, I guess I'm
That's
not
not too good.
staggering him.
Yeah. Sometimes he can do like four or five jumps in a row there, which is really annoying.
What are these insane dodges? Those are not actually completely safe attacks to
Yeah.
hit him once.
A lot of his attacks you can punish, but they're quite difficult too.
And it's like not always.
There are quite specific attacks that you want to punish.
Why did I heal?
Or sometimes you get punished.
Oh
You know?
boy.
Yeah. So if Noobest was being not so ballsy, he could have taken the elevator, like activated the elevator before Artorias, and that would allow him to, instead of having to do Royal Wood Skip again, you could just take the elevator back down. But he decided to be a
Well, that skip is easy.
decided to be
I'm
a
gonna die to
greedy
it
man.
now. I'm gonna 100% die the skip now.
Yeah.
Actually, the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah, there is a couple of ways that you can predict a lot of his movements. That was quite an unpredictable fight. But for instance, if once you hit him a couple
Are
of
you
times,
serious?
yeah, this is why you should quit out, Noobest. Classic. Yeah, after you hit him like a couple of times, for example, he will always back away and then buff himself, which you can attack him during.
Yeah, well, I missed the first.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he missed the first hit, which if he, I think you would have staggered him if you hit both. I think.
Oh, I would have gone for another attack and staggered.
Yeah, and staggered him with that one, yeah. So, yeah, it was a pretty weird fight, admittedly. I can defend Noobest there. There you go. He just needs to remove swap, because obviously he needs to undo it to do the Royal Wood Skip and then redo it again.
Oh, well, that's too fast.
Yeah, that's an example of when you do it too fast, when you swing with the Dragon Tooth in your left hand. There you go.
20 seconds to kill Gwyn.
Yeah, not too sure about this one.
Oh, nice opening, dude. Let's not go for double attacks here. Go
Good
for-
choice there.
Yeah, you would have got absolutely smashed if you went for the
Yeah.
attack one. So, yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier with the buff, where you can punish it. Classic.
What a dodging god.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he was going to actually jump on me there. Not sure if he's in range to die. He was. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't, yeah, he's like 1 HP.
Still clinging on to life.
Okay, no, there we go.
There
Good
we
job.
go.
That fight was much better.
Yeah.
So now he's killed Artorias, and he's just going to quickly hop into this like battle arena.
Oh,
And that will
boy.
give you the purple coward's crystal. And then it's time to set up the wrong warp. So this is what he came here for. This is what doing all the DLC was for.
Okay, Ben, once I get the wrong warp, you're gonna need to give me a pep talk.
Alright, okay. I'll be sure to hype you up.
This
Yes.
is where it gets serious.
Yeah. So the worst thing about the Gwyn fight is because of the way the wrong warp is set up, obviously there's like no bonfires or anything in the kiln. Usually you would use where the Lord vessel is in order to like respawn if you were doing Gwyn normally. But because we're not going to be able to access that once we go through the other side of the door with the wrong warp, if you die to Gwyn in this run, you have to do the wrong warp all over again. So it's like a huge waste of time. So
The thing how the wrong warp is working, Noobest was resting at the Lord vessel now, and he actually has now the return point to Lord vessel. And when you load into an area and the game, how should I put it, doesn't know where to place you.
yeah, it has like a safe zone.
There's a safe zone
Yeah.
where it puts you, and he's item swapping now. Normally the purple coward crystal is bringing you out of an area when you do PvP, but by doing this and storing up the queue, again the item queue, and using the dark sun, you actually warp
that
back
was
into the kiln.
Insane.
Yeah. You warp back
Fucking
into
insane.
the safe destination,
Yeah.
which in this case is on the other side of the kiln door.
Oh, but can't do this. It's
Fortunately, with this wrong warp, it's the same as move swapping, where there's like very distinct signs as to whether you're doing it too fast or too slow.
yeah. Don't drink this. Oh.
Yeah, don't drink the Estus.
It's a very tough trick.
Yeah, it's
think it's,
is
frame
it frame
perfect?
perfect?
Or
I think so. Yeah,
Maybe 2 frames.
yeah.
There we go.
There you
You
go.
got it.
So now, Noobest. Gwyn is nothing. Okay, look at all the people around you, Noobest. They're all here, ready for you to kill Gwyn. Gwyn is like a speck of dust right here. And you know what we do to specks of dust, Noobest? Flick them away.
Yeah.
Ricardo flick them away. That's what we do to Gwyn.
You are the presence, not him.
Exactly. He's scared of you. He doesn't know you're coming, but he is sweating right now.
Yeah.
He is absolutely sweating.
He's total respect for your authority.
Yeah. He knows that you're going to come in and you are going to
And
absolutely dumpster
And we
him.
need more Frankas, please, in the chat.
Yeah,
Come on.
Frankazy,
Yeah.
right now. All of you. If a single one of you, yeah, you, don't post the Frankazy in the chat right now, I will ban you myself. So Noobest, are you ready?
No, he's always ready. The question is if Gwyn is ready.
Is Gwyn ready to get an absolute pummeling by Noobest?
Boy, I'm nervous now.
5 years. 5 years Noobest has been waiting for this.
This is actually the hardest boss in the game.
So let's let him concentrate here.
Need to do a roll here, actually. So normally you would move swap him, just stunlock him pretty much. But now I'm gonna have to do like a lot of parries instead because this semi weapon.
Noobest. Sometimes you can't win them all, you know? But that's okay.
It's okay.
Gwyn is the last boss for a reason.
Yeah, I told you it's the hardest.
Yeah.
The wrong button.
At least you didn't blank out when you went in.
Yeah, at least you didn't pull a Kamal.
It's impossible not to die to Gwyn at ESA.
Yeah. The classic ESA curse continues, unfortunately.
Oh, the first try wrong warp.
This is it, Noobest.
He's ready to go
this
back.
This is it.
I'm just giving him false hope.
Yeah. Remember, Noobest. Speck of dust. Ricardo flick. You got me?
Patska's not gonna be happy with me now.
I'll deal with him. Don't worry.
Is he a speck of dust for you?
Yeah, I'm going to Ricardo flick Julian away.
Oh wow. Bully.
Hello there, sir.
Oof.
Do we have a second for a donation?
Sure.
All right. Silvo987 donated $10 to say, well, donated $10 for the DS and 8 minutes of plunge attempts.
Nice.
Got another one? Do I have time?
One
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Mike H donated. Mike H donated $10 to say, "Hey Big Bear, this is one of your biggest fans donating here. Just wanted to let you know that for every minute you go overestimate, joy fills my heart because I get to see more of you. You are great and you make me smile."
Thanks, Mike.
That's a
Long
great
time
donation.
supporter.
All right, let's do it, Noobest. We as a team are going to kill Gwyn.
This does no damage. Like, look at that amount of no damage. Oh. What? Okay. The classic back cancel.
Okay, you got this. Sour, please.
Oh, nice grab. One more.
Almost got it.
Do it, Noobest. Give it
Finish
to
him off.
Vengeance is
Yeah.
Vengeance shall be yours!
Yes, let's go, Noobest. Let's go!
Yeah!
Who's the true Lord of Cinder? So get ready on time, Firepower.
Yep.
Time.
Time.
Clap again. He deserves it.
He deserves it.
Hardest game of all time. Beaten in under an hour. It's incredible.
That's
Give yourself some credit, Noobest. If you wouldn't have made a mistake, it would have been the run.
thanks, Ben.
You're welcome, man. Come here, big boy. You did great, buddy. The power of friendship, ladies and gentlemen.
And if I remind you of the words of 2014, Noobest, the vodka's in the kitchen.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You did great.
Do you wanna read some donations before we finish, or are we done here?
Oh yes. Sadly, this one came in a bit late, but Larksa donated $10 to say Billy Ready. I think we're all familiar with that one. That's it for now. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And
Get this racing me so I can actually beat something.
yeah,
Thanks. Thanks.
Thanks.
good job, man.
Good job.
Good afternoon, everybody. That was quite the run of Dark Souls. I mean, using outdated strats for that boss, for Gwyn, especially after what happened in 2014, that was rough. But I think we're all glad that he made it. So to talk about upcoming games, the next game is Fable Lost Chapters, played by Edom. And there is a bid war going on for the fate of Whisper. Currently, Kill Whisper is in the lead for $55. Spare Whisper is a little bit behind with $40. So if you want to spare him, make sure you donate towards that bid war. So, to ask chat, how are you doing, chat? I just woke up. Give me some energy, because I will be sitting here for a while. But it should be fine. I also want to read out like one donation. It's from Anonymous. It's a $10 donation, simply saying, love it. And, well, as I said before, the Dark Souls run was pretty amazing to watch. So, currently, they're setting everything up, and everything should be fine. I'm hyped for Fable, and I'm also hyped for... I want to talk about one of the later goals for Bit Wars, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow, HN and Red Potato will race Pokemon Black and White against each other. And there are, like, I believe 6 Bit Wars for Pokemon names going on. So if you want your name on one of their Pokemon, you can just donate for that. But there's also something else, and that it's something I really, really want to make sure that it gets met, which is the cosplay. Both HN and Retro Tato will cosplay one of the characters from the game. And I think to reach that, I believe the donation incentive is for like $1,000, which is a lot, I know. But once again, I believe in the power of the chat, and I believe in the power of the donators. So if you want to make sure that gets met, donate towards that. So I think for now, that's it for me. They're still a little bit busy with setup, so I'm going to set you over to the room cam, and enjoy Fable once it's ready.
While we're still waiting, I would love to tell you something about Save the Children. For 100 years, Save the Children have worked worldwide to give children a future. Working in 120 different countries, Save the Children reached 155 million children in their programs in 2017 alone. If you're enjoying the event, please consider donating for this great cause. Thank you.